Today we are going to be covering a review and what fits on the Louis Vuitton Trousse 23. So if that interests you, then just keep on watching. So the Louis Vuitton Trousse 23 is a vintage piece from the fashion house. They do not make it anymore, which is a shame because I really do like this style. But you can only get this in the pre-loved market, whether that be through Fashion File, The RealReal, or a site similar to those two, the Louis Vuitton Facebook group, or maybe if you find one, in your local area. Just obviously be careful when you have no backing. You don't want to get scammed. So you can only find this through secondary markets. They do not sell it in store anymore. I do have to hope that they will bring this back one day. They have brought back styles, throughout the years, and spoiler alert, this silhouette is just perfect for a toiletry bag. So I hope maybe they will bring it back one day, but I hate to think what the new price would be in current day money. But a little bit about the bag. So this is the 23 size. It comes in 3 sizes. There's the 18, the 23, and the 28. I did do a video on my 28, which I will link above and below in case you want to check that out as a comparison. I will be giving you kind of my comparison thoughts toward the end of this video, just, as a way to help you maybe make a decision if you are between the 2 sizes. So I do have some notes here on my phone. So it is 9 inches in length, 6 inches in height, and then about 2.5 inches in width, depth, however you want to say it. It does feature the zipper, which one of the things I love about this is that the zipper does go pretty far down the side on each side. So you can just open it up, and it opens up super wide. As you'll see in the What Fits clips, it's very easy to get in and out of. It opens up really nicely. And then you do have the slip pocket and then 3 elastic pockets as well, which are helpful to keep liquids upright. Again, you can see that in the What Fits clips. So I purchased mine from Fashion File. Now, I will say from doing research, if you do go through the Louis Vuitton Facebook group or not a store, I feel like you can find these for a better deal. So I did purchase mine from Fashion File. One of the benefits to purchasing from Fashion File or an actual store is that there may be return policies. Fashion File does have a 15-day return policy as long as you don't remove the tags. And since I had never seen this in person and there was really no opportunity for me to see one in person since it is discontinued, I liked the idea of being able to get it and then possibly return it if I didn't think it was going to work for me. And I will say the size did actually surprise me. I didn't even have the intention of getting the 28, and then once I got this, I realized I wanted the 28 for a different purpose. So it was really helpful to be able to know that I could return this if I didn't like it or if the condition wasn't as described. So I ended up paying $428 after tax for this, which is not bad. I got it when they were running a sale, so it was already discounted, and then they had a 10% off code. So I've honestly found that to be a pretty decent price, especially considering any new toiletry bag from the fashion house is going to run you close to $1,000. So I feel like that's pretty good. They did have the condition listed as very good. However, I actually found this to be excellent condition. There was no corner wear. There was no staining on the inside. There is a little scuff on here that I did, so this wasn't even there when I got it. Piping, everything is so good. I mean, the zipper pull has definitely seen better days, but honestly, I can just take some Brasso and shine this up again, and the zipper runs really smooth. So I honestly found this one to be more so excellent condition than good condition. However, please, if you are looking on the pre-loved market, make sure you look at pictures, because there's plenty of times where Fashionphile will have something listed as excellent and then there's like very visible wear, or they'll mention like a musty odor, and to me that's just not excellent. So it does seem like sometimes it's very hit or miss with how they grade the products. Maybe different people, I'm not sure exactly how they do go through the grading process, but like I said, this one was more so excellent and they had it listed as very good, which honestly to me, I would rather be okay with buying very good and then be surprised by the quality or the condition, versus buying something that says excellent and then maybe it does have some flaws that weren't super noticeable in the pictures and then being disappointed. So I think it's better when they like err on the side of caution in terms of their grading scale. So I feel like I got really lucky, and again, at least I had the option to return if the condition wasn't meeting my expectations. So I'm gonna jump into the pros and cons, and then we will get into my like final thoughts and preference between this and the Trousse 28. So the pros are of this bag are that given the size, it is the medium size, it is a little bit on the smaller side, like I mentioned, 9 inches across. It does make it a little bit easier to put it in different bags. You know, I will sometimes use this as a catch-all in my Neverfull, or I can fit it in my carry-on backpack, or it fits in my carry-on suitcase really easily as well. It just doesn't take up a ton of space, which is really nice. So I do think that is a pro to this piece. And then it also can hold a decent amount. I'm going to be showing you 3 different options of use. So I did one was as a catch-all, one as a like skincare bag, and then one as like travel toiletry bag. So you do have like some different options, and it does hold a fair amount. And then the interior is wipeable, which I'm sure is pretty standard with most toiletry bags. So that is really convenient, because if you get a little makeup or like a shampoo opens, you can just wipe it out. It's not going to have any damage. Another thing I love about this piece, and this is the same for all the sizes, is that there's no vachetta, so no worrying about watermarks. It's all canvas. You just wipe it with a water wipe if something gets on it. The piping is canvas. I just really love that there is no vachetta on this, just because like I don't mind when it gets darkened or like water spots too much, but for a toiletry bag that is probably going to be near a sink sometimes, I would just rather have this be super carefree in that regard. And then I kind of mentioned this before, but I really love that the zipper goes like almost all the way down the sides, so it makes it really easy to just open her up and get inside. I find that to be just so useful for a toiletry bag or a makeup bag. I want to be able to get in this really easily. So I do think that is a pro. And again, that's the same on all the different sizes. And now I really only have one con. It doesn't hold as much as I anticipated. So as you'll see in the what fits clips, it does hold a decent amount, don't get me wrong. However, when I purchased this, I had gotten this with the intention that this was going to hold all of my makeup. Now, I found out that that was not the case, so that is what made me go for the Trousse 28, which I use the Trousse 28 every single day. It holds all of my makeup, and I just grab it, take it to my bathroom when I want to get ready. It holds everything. This, on the other hand, I do use this for makeup when I travel. However, I don't bring everything, obviously. I don't need everything I own for a vacation or a trip. So I will just take out like, you know, maybe 1 or 2 small palettes, my face products, and I can fit all of that in here very comfortably for a trip. But again, it will not hold all of my makeup that I use every day. Or obviously I don't use it all every day. I mean, it won't hold my whole collection, which that was what I actually originally was purchasing this for. So the size did shock me a little bit. I know it is the medium size, but of course, not being able to see something in person, it can be very difficult to know exactly how it's going to work or know how the size is going to be. But Don't get me wrong, it does still hold a really good amount. I love using this as like a catch-all in my Neverfull because, you know, I do have the mini pochette, and while it does hold a lot as well, you obviously have to play a little bit more like Tetris with that to fit a lot. Whereas with this, I can literally just throw in everything I need and I don't have to play Tetris. It'll all fit in there nicely. In the what fits clips, you'll see I didn't even pack this to the brim. I still had a lot of room if I did want to stuff it even more. So I do love that it can be just like a carefree catch-all. That's really convenient about this. So while the con is that it's smaller than I anticipated, it still has way more pros that outweigh that. And honestly, that con is really going to be dependent on what you are using this for. You know, at the end of the day, if you only wear, you know, a little bit of mascara, eyeliner, you don't wear any foundation, you know, this will fit more than that. So it all just depends on what you're going to use it for. So my overall review and preference for this piece is that I absolutely love this style, the Trousse line. I absolutely love the shape. This is exactly what I think of when I think of like my ideal toiletry bag. So I'm really happy I discovered that this existed because this is perfect. Again, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it would be really cool if Louis Vuitton would bring this back and really not make any tweaks to it. I think it's perfect the way it is. I know some people don't like the elastic bands. I kind of have like a love-hate relationship with them because I do use them like in my 28, all of my like foundation and liquid products, I stand up in those, or, you know, if I'm traveling with like shampoo, body wash, I will try to stand them up. However, I do feel like you don't necessarily need them because you can stand things up in here, you know, and line it up as you'll see in the clips. So is it 100% necessary? No, but and in a way they do kind of get in the way a little bit because, you know, obviously they do take up some amount of space. So could live without that, but honestly, I do like having them. So if they ever did do a redesign, hopefully they would just keep that and, you know, make it exactly like this, just bring it back so people can buy them new. And then I did say I would tell you my preference between this one and the 28, and I have to say, if I had to pick only one, if you know, I could only keep one, I would keep the 28 only because I am able to use it every single day. I don't use this every single day. The 28 holds all of my makeup. It's exactly what I was looking for. And you could use the 28 as a catch-all as well. You know, if you have a tote like the Neverfull MM, that will obviously fit in there. It will take up more space, but it will fit in there. So you could use it as a catch-all as well. So if I had to only keep one, I would definitely go for the 28, but I don't intend to give this up. I absolutely love this bag, and I love them both for different purposes. So again, if I had to pick, and that would be my preference, would be the 28. Anyway, that is it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.